Alright, welcome back. So as I promised, we are going to be fighting Adachi in this update, but first, let's go ahead and do the last bonus boss in preparation for the super boss later on in the playthrough. And this one is, of course, in heaven, and it's another palette swap of an enemy we already faced before. So, nothing too different. Except for the fact that I'm going to be using my own personal Izanagi from now on, whose stats are all maxed out. Furthermore, we're also wearing our Velvet Room attire. And also, all of our characters have all their ultimate personas. So we are more prepared for this final showdown. I say final showdown, but we are going to be fighting the super boss later on, so... penultimate showdown? Whatever. We're going to fight Adachi is the main point of this update. So, like a lot of these bonus bosses, it's not really that big a problem. Not really. Especially considering my Izanagi has maxed out stats, and just has really good moves. And he's going to get even better moves later on.
Someone finish this one off! Hanji can't use his persona! Last one! Go for it!
Persona! Let's do this! It's not going down!
All yours! Kanji can't use his persona! Oh, nice move, Yosuke-senpai!
Persona!
One enemy to go!
Here goes.
Keep it up!
It's not going...
Persona! Someone finish this one off!
So this is what it's all been building up to. The confrontation with the true culprit. After the last 3 or 4 mix-ups. It takes us a little while to finally get our guy, but hey, here we are.
Persona!
And that will pretty much do it for this bonus boss right now.
Great job!
Okay, so that's the last bonus boss, and that's besides another little thing that we did earlier on in the Let's Play. Now we should be all good to go to fight the super boss. Later on. That'll be toward the very end of the Let's Play. We still got a few more videos to go before we get to that point. But let's go ahead and see what the special item for this dungeon is. It's not up here where I thought it would be. It's in this little bush. A chakra ring. It's an okay item. It's not bad. I don't use it, but, you know, it's alright. Now let's move on to how I'm really grinding for the Adachi fight. Remember how I mentioned way long ago about the Reaper? You know, the Grim Reaper, and how I heard like chains, and how I mentioned, hey, there is a chance if you open up a treasure chest that you'll get a bad feeling about it? Well, here it is. I went back to Yukiko's castle because this is the best place to prompt these fights. And there he is, the Grim Reaper.
What is this thing? It feels really bad.
It's pretty spooky.
It's a no-brainer. I'm sure you'll
But
like it.
apparently Risei is like, who gives a shit? He's not that tough. This is the super mid-boss, I guess you could call him. Totally optional, you don't have to fight him. He does a shit ton of damage though, as you probably can guess. But hey, the benefits for fighting the Reaper are really good. This is where you get your character's best weapons and some of the best armor in the game. And also, I'm using the Cheer Squad outfits this time around. And your characters will actually mention, if you talk to them with Narukami, they'll mention how Narukami looks a lot like Izanagi when he's wearing this. And I guess I can see that. I was just switching up costumes a little bit here and there just to kind of vary it up a little bit. So yeah, the Reaper has a lot of really powerful moves. Thankfully, since we maxed out Risei's social link, she can protect us. And also, as you know, I made up for my last mistake with the Namatame fight, and I just bought a shit ton of Maca leaves, which cure 400 HP. So, as long as my characters don't get knocked out, I'm pretty much good on healing. Sure, the Maca leaves aren't nearly as good as the salvation technique that Yukiko gets, which basically fully heals your party members, and it also cures them of any status ailments, but hey, I'm going with, I decided to ditch my healer in favor of items, because I like this setup. All 4 of these characters are my favorites. These are the ones I want to use. And since we're playing the Golden Edition of this game, Risei also provides some extra healing, so that's very useful. And also, Naoto has the move Heat Riser, which I feel kind of more than makes up for the fact that I don't have a healer on my team. A dedicated healer, I should say. Really, if I'm just using Maca leaves, anybody can be my healer in a pinch. They just throw a Maca leaf and then bam.
Some thick skin.
Persona! Whoa, Kanji, that was great! Good move, Naoto-kun.
So yeah, I put Primal Force on my Izanagi because I love that move. It's probably the best single target physical attack in the game. Now, I know that a lot of people like using Yoshitsune, which is pretty much a very broken persona, because it has a move called Hasotobi, in which it does like 8 attacks in a row that are very likely to get crits. And if you match that up with Power Charge, it pretty much just wrecks house. Now, I'm not refuting that strategy. I like Yoshitsune. Yoshitsune is cool, and Hasotobi is awesome. I just want this to be an Izanagi run. That's all. I made one exception in the Namatame fight, but not anymore. Because I like Izanagi. I like his design a little bit more than Yoshitsune. And apparently Yoshitsune is getting into Persona 5. That's a persona I know that's in there. And he has Hasotobi, so I'm sure people are going to abuse that in Persona 5 just as much as they did in Persona 4, but when the game allows me to make my initial persona really badass, I want to use that persona. And I'm doing just fine with Primal Force, thank you very much. I'm not taking the easy way out. I'm just using a very over-leveled, overpowered persona with possibly the most powerful single-target physical attack in the game. Because that's how a man plays. Anyway, if you've pretty much over-leveled like me, or if you decide to kick down the difficulty to a more manageable level, then the Reaper's not really that hard.
Let's go! Naoto-kun's hurt pretty bad.
Come on down!
And there he goes.
Barely a warm-up.
And so you don't get that much experience or cash, but you do get the Blade of Totsuka, which is Narukami's best weapon in the game. Because it goes up to 408 attack power, and it ups your crit rate. It's a sword that can kill gods. So I pretty much repeat that boss fight with the Reaper again and again and again and again to get an ultimate weapon for each of my party members, and some really good armor. So, like I said, I'm not taking any risk with Adachi. I'm going to kick his ass up and down the Shadow World. No mercy. And I figured I'd just chat with my party members real quick before we went in. And everybody's mentioning, yeah, the deadline is coming up. But we're finishing this now. We're gonna stop everybody from just being really hyped about the fog and wanting the apocalypse to come. Sorry, not my watch. And now I've changed my character's costumes once again. So now you might notice that Narukami is wearing an outfit that makes him look a lot like Dojima, including a little lollipop in his mouth that looks like a cigarette. And of course, Adachi has to talk shit. Oh, he's gonna get his. He's gonna get his. Yeah. We're gonna see how funny it is whenever I primal force him all day long. So yeah, I figured I'd show off everybody what everybody has equipment-wise. Narukami has the Blade of Totsuka, which ups his crit rate. He has the Godly Robe, which adds a +10 to all his stats. In fact, all my party members have that. Yosuke has the Malak, which ups his Fizz evade rate by a lot. Let's see. Kanji has the Parun Plate, which adds 25% extra electric damage. So that makes him even better for spellcasting. And Naoto has the Black Hole, which ups the amount of ailments she's able to hit a target with. So not only do they all have +10 to their stats, along with the +5 from the Oryu Brace, or the Paper Armband for Narukami, they also have really badass weapons. And they've also leveled up a ton. Can you tell I overprepared for this fight?
Get away. What? More of them? Gee.
Let's do this.
So I haven't mentioned this yet, but Adachi's dungeon is Magatsu Inaba. It's basically a very twisted version of Inaba. And it has all this caution tape and stuff like that, which kind of just ties into the fact that he's a cop who's also very corrupted. In fact, Magatsu basically translates to corrupted. Now you might have noticed on when we went for the accomplice ending, whenever we decided to keep Adachi's secret, we got the ultimate persona of the Gesture Arcana, which was Magatsu Izanagi, which basically is the corrupted version of Izanagi. So, evil Izanagi, basically. So does that have anything to do with Adachi's dungeon? Maybe. Who knows? We'll find out soon enough.
More on the enemy side. Keep it up. Beat it to a pulp. Keep going, guys. Ooh, nice move, Yosuke-senpai.
Ooh, that went well.
Yeah, I figured the Dojima costume for Narukami would be thematically appropriate. Since Dojima really wanted to kind of get answers out of Adachi, but, you know, kind of got held up because he was severely injured, I figured we'd do that in his place, by wearing his outfit and his little tie. In fact, this is also a costume for Dancing All Night for Narukami, and there's also like an accessory that you can wear that's basically Dojima, like a mask of Dojima. So you can basically play as Dojima and Dancing All Night, more or less. So here's the gimmick for this dungeon. There's no exit. We're not on a different floor, we're just stuck and we can't get out. And guess who forgot to bring a go home item? So we're pretty much just stuck here. So what we need to do is find our way out of this little trap. And hey, look! A convenient hole in the ground that we can't do anything with just yet. Yeah, that's a little goofy, as I'll soon get into. But hey, look! There's some caution tape. But we can't get by. Even though Adachi is right there. That's where the boss is. You have to go through that caution tape and then bam, then you can go fight Adachi. But he's not letting us in, obviously. So we need to find a way in. I wonder if that conveniently placed hole in the ground has anything to do with getting past that caution tape. I'm surprised we couldn't just jump in the first thing. But anyway, this is how we progress. You gotta go down in order to make more progress. So now we're able to get through the dungeon proper. And if you turn around, there's a little exit that'll bring you right back to where your team met up in order to get into Adachi's dungeon. That's gonna play a bit of a factor as I progress further on in this dungeon. Because again, I forgot to bring a go home item, which is going to become very inconvenient later on. Adachi really loves this caution tape.
Oh, be careful. Light's no good on this one.
Soda!
See, Narukami has like a little cigarette in his mouth, but that's actually a lollipop, as if you have conversations with your party members while in costume, they will mention, "Whoa, are you smoking? Oh, it's just candy." Okay. So I love the fact that Kanji's ultimate weapon basically makes him just as effective as a spellcaster as a frickin' physical fighter. 25 extra electrical damage. That's ridiculous. And look! Narukami somehow manages to whip out a jacket out of nowhere and just fling it over his back, just like his uncle. Oh, that's awesome. And yeah, our characters are pretty high leveled. It's not gonna take that long for them to get to max. In fact, if you wanted to level grind, like seriously, just go to heaven, adjust the experience rate, fight a couple of golden hands, and you could probably get up to max level in about half an hour or a little bit more. No, it does not, Rise, because Adachi murdered people. He murdered 2 people, and also attempted to rape them. Yeah, no, he's a huge dirtbag. He's beyond a dirtbag. He's, like, just a bad, bad person. And I had a social link with that guy. And I share a voice actor with him.
Ooh, a rare one. Don't let it
That
get
is
away.
not great.
That's some thick skin.
3 enemies left.
Let's
You can
go.
win this.
Someone finish this one off!
Down and die already.
Now, I know I mentioned this in the last update, like, as Teddy interacted more with the human world, he became more human. And as Adachi interacted with the shadow world, he became more monstrous. I mentioned this a while ago whenever we fought Mitsuo Kubo, like, we couldn't tell who the shadow was. either the real guy or his shadow self. I think Adachi's somehow worse because the shadows actively are trying to help him. Like, that's kind of messed up, isn't it? Like, the monsters consider him an ally. I guess that just kind of tells you how fucked up Adachi is. So, I don't know if this is a gimmick or not, because I never tested this out, but Adachi kind of gives you like an arbitrary rule. You know what, I think this does actually have a bit of a negative side effect if you fight any shadows. Basically, Adachi says, hey, don't fight anybody here. So, I believe if you actually do fight someone, he just sends you right back to the beginning of the stage. But it's pretty obvious if you have Risei's like scanner ability unlocked from her social link, where you can kind of tell where the enemies are. But it's not really that big a deal if it's not really that big a deal if your party members are over leveled like mine are. You could probably just run past them. It's not that big a deal. Just make it to the end. Make it to the end, and then that's all you gotta do. Now, if the enemies were a little higher level than you, this might be a little bit more challenging. But fortunately, as you probably no doubt noticed, this is a New Game Plus run and I have grinded like crazy. Oh cool, we get to fight Adachi right now. This is a short update. Of course not. Oh, he is a fucking scumbag, and I'm going to enjoy kicking his teeth in. Just get ready, Adachi. Primal Force is coming your way.
That one's immune to darkness.
So we're fighting against Chaos Fuzz, which have donuts in their mouths.
Two left. Come on, this fight's not over.
Let's do this! Persona! That's some thick skin.
All yours.
So I kind of forget what the phases of this boss were,
Tenacious.
because I kind of finish it off really quick. Yeah, there it goes. I'm pretty sure Chaos Fuzz was supposed to summon more backup, but since my characters are super buff, yeah, this mini boss was nothing. Well, okay. We still got one more mini boss, and then we get to fight Adachi himself. It's easy for Adachi to say this, considering he's a murderer. Nobody wants to know the truth that I murdered two people. Come on, you're the only guys who want that, right?
War are there every day. You kinda hot for me. You gotta pray by the rules, pretty cool. Gotta laugh in the face of this artistry. When your friends and boss will come like on the face of it. Then you say history, but they fight all the place in it. But they fight all the place in it. Hundred pound of times that just happen life goes by. I know it's not your fault to say, but there ain't no other way. So step on up to the plate. Little faith, what can spread all into
That's what society accepts as truth. Okay, but what if we tell them that you're the serial killer? They're gonna accept that as the truth. Okay, but then the truth will actually be true. Because, you know, because you're actually a serial killer and Namatame isn't. He's just a kidnapper. It's kind of different, kind of a very big difference. I mean, I kind of see what he's getting at. But at the same time, he's making a very poor case for it. People will just accept whatever you tell them. Okay, but what if it's actually true? Like the fact that you're a fucking serial killer. No, but that's not a... Oh, well... Yeah, you got no defense when it's actually the truth. Whatever. Here's another truth for you, Adachi. I'm gonna shove my foot up your ass. You know, for murdering people.
Darkness, endless, despair, feel no more coldness, broken, no sound, feel no pain, capture, helpless, unmade, dreadful fate, powerless, lifeless, no breath, falling down, darkness, endless, despair, feel no more coldness, feeling, broken, no sound, feel no pain, capture, helpless, aching, uncontrollable, dreadful fate, powerless, invisible, lifeless, enemy, no breath, your mind, falling down.
Down to the basement, replacement goes as placement.
Okay, it's time for our second mini-boss. It's another one of these things. And it loves to use almighty type spells.
Oh, that's not good. Darkness won't work.
Again, since I pretty much maxed out a lot of my character's stats, this is not really that hard of a fight. Of course, that high counter thing is very annoying. But not much of an issue whenever you have tons of maca leaves.
One enemy to go. Let's go. Keep it up.
It just has a lot of health, which kind of drags the fight out a little bit. But overall, not that difficult.
Bastard's perfectly fine.
Go for it, guys. Hang in there.
Even when our party members start attacking each other, they're so, like, they've got such good armor that it's not even that big a deal. And also, Naoto just threw away a shit ton of my cash. I do not much care for Tentarafu.
Last one.
Confusion is probably one of the worst status effects in, like, it's probably one of the worst status effects you can get in an RPG. I'm trying to think of a worse one. Sleep is pretty bad. Poison is, like, negligible at sometimes. Yeah, it's pretty much confusion. Because if you're like me and you've leveled up your characters and made them super strong, then them attacking your party members becomes a bit of an issue. But then again, since my characters have really good armor and they have really good defense and other stats, or evasion, then it's not that big of a problem because it kind of balances itself out. Whatever, that mini-boss is dead, so who cares?
All right, powered up.
And our characters keep leveling up. Never mind the fact that they have like a plus 15 to all of their stats. But they just keep getting stronger and stronger.
You need to
Okay, so now here comes the, like... Here was like a little inconvenience considering I didn't have a go home. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this part. Because you need to go all the way back to the entrance of the dungeon in order to get back to the spot where you need to fight Adachi. So I went ahead and just skipped over that part.
I face up, I make head, I reach a cook and full of this glow, thinking to sing, oh the whole moment now is on. Oh God, it's enough, are you satisfied? It's already disgusting to dance with a palm sick, mean a last beat in a song. Now I face up, I make head, I reach a cook and full of this glow, thinking to
Alright, now that we've gone through all of that, can we actually get to Adachi? Yes, we can! Alright, we finally got through the caution tape. I've been saying we're going to kick Adachi's ass enough, so let's go ahead and use actions instead of words.
Wow, I'm surprised you made it this far.
Allow me to confirm the crimes you've committed thus far.
Adachi's doing a fucking JoJo
This world
pose.
was dangerous, yet you threw Mayumi Yamano into the TV. Knowing full well that Miss Yamano died here, you did the same to Saki Konishi. Not only that, but you duped Namatame into taking over your murder attempts while you watched like a spectator at a game. When the disappeared stopped dying, you sent a warning letter to ensure more victims. Even when a copycat killer arose, you had the gall as a detective to eliminate a suspect.
And you're also a huge douchebag.
2 people died in the last 6 months, and a young girl is now in critical condition. But that's not all. If at any turn something had gone wrong, many more would have succumbed. All for some foolish excitement, like a criminal reveling in the chaos he creates.
Yeah? So what's your point? All I did was put people in here. It's the world that really kills them, isn't it? This world reflects people's thoughts. Which, oh dear, does that mean the real culprits are everyone on the outside, including you?
Big talk coming from a fucking serial killer.
Did that stuff knowing full well those people were gonna die. If that's not a crime, then what is?
You're so self-righteous.
How can you say that? Aren't you a police officer? Out of everything you could have been, didn't you specifically choose to join the police?
Don't make me laugh. Just because someone joins the police doesn't make them some kind of agent of justice. You know why I applied? So I could legally carry a gun. That's all. You'd be surprised how many are like
That's spooky.
I thought it would be fun too. But to tell the truth, that was a wash. Everyone around me was such an idiot. I made one tiny mistake, and they all got on my case and sent me out here to Nowheresville as
Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. Your life is so fucking
What
hard.
to do next when I discovered this power?
So I decided to start murdering people with it.
Crying out loud! Why a bastard like
Can we just
you?
deck him in the face already?
Gift for having to put up with this lame job out in Nowheresville, I guess. I did that stuff because I could, and it got interesting, so I watched.
I did it for the lulz. What can I say?
You can't be serious. You really don't care what happens to our world?
Let's be honest. There's nothing great about the real world, is there? It's just dull and annoying as
Says
hell.
you. There's lots of cool
No
stuff
one
in the real
accepts that's the
world.
way things are. They're just stuck
Like the
with it because
Nintendo
they can't
Switch.
deny
That just
it.
got announced.
Those
That
who
looks really
actually
fun.
succeed in life, they just happen to be born with a magic ticket called talent. If you don't have it, you can either accept or deny that fact until you die. That's your only choice. Once you
Or
realize
you
that,
could work
all
really
you have
hard.
left in life is despair. The ultimate game over. Wouldn't it be better if that kind of reality was wiped away?
I mean, we should all become monsters. You know, the
You are
apocalypse.
so
That
good
sounds
and
like
naive.
fun.
You piss me off.
Shut up.
Listen, you might have hopes and dreams right now, but that's only because you know nothing about reality. One day you'll see. You'll be faced with a boring reality that boxes you in, no matter where you
He
go.
says to an idol and a
You're the only boring
detective.
thing here.
Huh.
If you want to disappear, go ahead. Stop dragging us into it.
Agreed.
Stop yelling, punk. I understand you're all afraid and gotta act tough to cover it up, but geez. I'm telling you all this based on my own experience in life. Think about it for a second. Once everyone turns into shadows, they'll still keep on living, oblivious to all the things around them. So how's that different from the way it is now? No, this'll make things much
But
easier.
nobody besides you wants that.
What the hell are you talking about?
Come on, how many people out there actually think about what's real or what's right?
A lot.
Next to none, I bet. It's useless to think about those things in the first
This is coming from a fucking sociopath, though.
Facing reality, and there's no way to change it either. I mean, what could be more boring than brooding over things you can't change? It's better to just ignore them and believe only what you want to believe in life. Doesn't that sound a lot easier? It would be awesome if everyone's life could be that easy. No matter who you are, your lifespan is about 80 years or so, right? Then it'd be easier if we all just became shadows.
No, it wouldn't. We'd be fucking monsters, you psycho.
Pretending we don't see things. Honestly, we don't need our world anymore.
What the fuck?
Better to let it be swallowed up and for mankind to turn into
You make a very, very poor argument.
really want. So it's my duty to see that they get it.
Nobody wants anything like that! It's just you, dumbass!
Thank you, Chie.
Jeez, don't you remember what it was like when your shadow came out?
No, cause mine never came out. So shut your fucking mouth. I'm perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
Be careful! I don't know what's happening!
Thanks, Teddy.
You all saw shadows.
Hey, it's just like with Namatame.
These things move on pure instinct. They go wild because you defy them. You annoying little brats are the ones who are wanted in the new
But we accepted our shadows.
Speak for yourself! Living is too painful for you, but you don't want to die? Of course no one would understand. It makes no sense. You're just throwing a tantrum like a kid who can't have his way!
People can't live alone. If you give in and sever your ties to human society, it will naturally become hard to live in it. Yet you refuse to face life and admit your fault, running from your own humanity like a coward. And though you claim to find life troublesome, you cause nothing but trouble for many others.
You're just a bitch. That's what you are, Adachi.
Immature, egotistic brat.
You a bitch. Meh. Everyone should become shadows and do what I want.
Stand on your own, unless you deny everything I
We do.
Stupid teenagers! You have no idea what kind of shit I've been through! Favored by the world, my ass. I'm gonna say it flat out. You're just a worthless criminal!
So suck it. Oh, boo-hoo. My life is so hard, so everybody should just turn to monsters. Ugh.
Let's hit him with everything we
I'm gonna make the apocalypse happen. Meh, meh, meh. Shut the fuck up. Let's kick his ass. Oh, but look, he does the fucking JoJo pose. He does the fucking Frieza pose. Nice.
Your existence won't belong there! I thought I could just leave you be, but you're like a plague. I'll have to get rid of all of you!
Adachi has really shitty posture.
Get rid of you, but we'll make sure you pay for what you've done.
Let's do it. If we work together, there's no chance we could lose to a man like this.
Shut up! Get lost! Get the hell out of my sight!
I can't believe he's the one. That bastard! We can't lose, no matter
So this is pretty much... Adachi is pretty much the exact opposite of Narukami. Where Narukami gets along with pretty much anyone he meets and is overall just an awesome guy, Adachi is a complete fucking sociopath and wants to live his life alone, and is also a fucking serial killer.
All yours.
We're getting all our buffs in because we're about to hammer him hard in the first attack. Oh, but look, Adachi has Heat Riser. Oh, so that's Magatsu Izanagi. Okay, yeah, that was a spoiler. So if you remember Strega from Persona 3, this is pretty much the exact same thing, more or less. He uses an evil version of Izanagi. Hey, you like that Heat Riser? Bye-bye. Deckja. So much for that. So yeah, this is kind of why I have Yosuke on my team. Because every time Adachi uses Heat Riser, Dekja makes it go bye-bye. And also Primal Force and Power Charge. Bam! Oh, but of course, Adachi has to use Mudun.
Yosuke-senpai, your health is really low.
Persona!
Let's go!
Here goes Persona! Dumbass!
Yosuke-senpai scared.
Persona!
Adachi likes using the evil smile and ghastly wail combination, which causes instant death if any of your party members have fear on them. He also likes using Mudun and Mamudun like a bitch. I hate enemies that use dark and light spells. Sucks. But overall, yeah, Adachi's not that hard. If you haven't told by my party. Just getting hammered over and over again.
I'll kill you, just like I did those other ones.
Yeah, but now you're fighting people who can actually fight back and fight a lot better than you. Hey, guess whose Izanagi is way stronger? Here's a hint. Oh, this felt good.
Let's do this. Persona!
Let's go!
Here goes question time. Dumbass!
I also have two party members who are completely invulnerable to dark attacks. That's one of the benefits of having Izanagi. No dark attacks. Dark does not work on Izanagi, and especially doesn't work on Naoto, who has defense against both light and dark. Because Naoto's awesome. It's a nice little insurance to have against enemies who like to spam the dark spell or the light spell.
Here goes question time. Dumbass!
Yosuke's the only one who ever gets afflicted by that evil smile. But that's not much of a problem because Adachi's done. Yeah. Ooh, you hurt my hand. Ooh, my gun hand. I need that for shooting people.
You've become even more dependable.
So that was Adachi. Not that big a deal. Time for a victory lap. Suck it.
Damn. This is
You're lame.
Well, our world's gonna disappear soon, no matter what. I didn't have anywhere to go back to.
Wait, how do we turn this off?
Everyone's gonna become.
How do we turn off the apocalypse? Kick him in the face. Oh, well. Okay then.
All humans will become shadows.
So apparently Adachi just got fucking possessed.
Upon the united world as the master of order.
Descend? Order? What's with this guy all of a sudden?
And the fact that he turned into a floating black mass with yellow eyes. He's a fucking Heartless from Kingdom Hearts.
Both this world and yours will soon be enclosed in a fog that never lifts. It will be the peaceful world that mankind has longed for.
This sounds oddly familiar to Persona 3.
I am Ameno-sagiri, one who rules the fog, one awakened by man's desires. Do what you will, but your world's erosion cannot be
What if we kick your ass? Will that stop it?
An inevitability. You played your part well, stirring up the will of the masses into madness. But that will soon come to an end. Mankind will soon become shadows and live on in the darkness of the fog, oblivious of their reality.
What the hell are you? Why are you doing this?
I am the one that shepherds humans to their true desires. Though their hearts longed for peace, it could never be attained. So they tore down the wall between image and reality. Indeed, this is the outcome desired by mankind.
Really?
And mankind's desires are mine.
Are you sure it wasn't just those few creepy guys that we saw on our way to school? I'm pretty sure it was just them, not us.
This is part of the sea of unconsciousness that exists within human hearts. A hollow forest born from bloated desire and false imagery. Humans view things as they see fit. They wish not for truth, but rather prefer the undesirables be hidden in.
But we're the seekers of truth. We totally are like the antithesis of whatever you're talking about.
That brief yearning for truth becomes a ray of light, which breaks the fog and torments the shadows.
That's why they attack and kill whoever's nearby at that time. A hollow forest. Then this place isn't simply affected by people's hearts. It actually exists inside them?
Mankind abandoned its pursuit of truth, placing itself in the depth of chaos and falsehood. Thus, my strength has grown, and the fog will not lift.
Okay, so what if we just kick your ass? Will the fog lift then?
Will you shut up already?
Thank you, Chie.
We'll just use our power to beat the heck out of you and it'll all be
Agreed.
It was I who made it possible for you to bring about this.
So you can't do that.
Bestowed power onto those who could brave the hollow forest.
That is a pretty cool title, Hollow Forest.
With this world, and you all have done very well since.
Bestowed power. Contact with this world. You mean the power to enter the TV?
Then the Midnight Channel, was that phenomenon also your doing?
Humans fail to see things as they truly are. They choose to see only what they wish. I acted only in support of
Yes or no?
a world.
That's all we're asking for here.
Viewed through a window from which one sees what one wishes to see. Humans departed from reality of their own volition, craving more false images.
A window that shows people what they want to see.
Like a TV.
So that's why those who got famous suddenly appeared on the Midnight Channel, one after another. It was all in people's minds.
I have to say, it must be true. The Midnight Channel we saw in Namatame's hospital room, that kept bothering me since. What we saw there wasn't Namatame's true intentions at all.
Then it came on because we were all thinking, this person must be the killer. He can't be forgiven?
So wait, what about all the other Midnight Channel things? Was it like Kanji must be gay, so that's why that popped on? Or Yukiko wants to get a boyfriend, so that's why that came on? Or Rise wants to get naked? Is that how that works? I just thought this was all about like repressed desires and shit like that. Am I wrong?
Enough talk already. Long story short, you're the one behind.
Who cares? We're gonna go deck him in the face.
Yeah, I don't know who you are, but you're going.
I already told you my name. I'm Ameno-sagiri.
Shadows? Their desire is your desire? To hell with that! When did we wish for that crap anyways? We kept fighting and fighting like morons to get where we're standing.
Yes, that I did not foresee. The ability to master your own shadow that emerged to kill you and use its power. A new and uncertain facet of mankind. Is it worthy to put my trust in? Or not? It must be tested.
So time for another animated cutscene. Oh my goodness. I don't think Adachi's gonna walk this one off. Because he's kind of on fire. And also is having a shit ton of shadow. Oh, well. Bye, Adachi. So, apparently Adachi wasn't the one behind it all. It was another person who was behind it all. So what? This is like the 4th, 5th time that we've been wrong?
So this is the cause of all the...
A giant eyeball. With a voice filter.
Like we give a damn what you came for! You've done what you want so far, but that'll end when we crush you!
Precisely. Then we know what we gotta do.
Throw sand at him.
I don't want people to turn into
And then it'll be all like, oh, it's in my eye.
I'll back you up with everything I've got. This thing has no right to exist.
Just kick a bunch of sand at him. That'll stop him for sure. Or if you want to be extra cruel, just start like throwing like hot peppers or shit like that at him. And also, if you'll notice, the little eyeball in in-game footage actually has like a little Nikon symbol on the bottom of its lens.
Let everything vanish into the sweet fog of illusion.
Let's finish off
That kind of makes sense that the main bad guy is an all-seeing eye who sees everything that you do, always judging. Anyway, so yeah, you get stuck with the same amount of health and SP from the Adachi fight, so hope you didn't waste too much of it. Or if you just bought a bunch of maca leaves like I did, it's not a big deal. Don't waste up too much of your SP when fighting Adachi, if you didn't know about this. Or just have a few SP restoring items.
Here goes.
Not like Power Charge takes up that much SP from the Arakami and Kanji. Oh, also, Ameno-sagiri can attack twice. So keep that in mind. But again, not that big a problem for me. Because Primal Force does a shit ton of damage to him this time around.
Let's do this.
So yeah, all final bosses had to have at least more than just one phase. Ameno-sagiri is no different.
Here goes. Question time.
It's a strong one. Don't lower
So
your
far,
guard.
Ameno-sagiri is not really doing as much damage as Adachi did. I guess since he doesn't have a persona, it's not as much of an even fight.
Here goes. Persona.
Let's go.
Here goes. Persona.
No one wishes for the fog to lift. Why act against the wishes of your fellow man? Consider, is that truly just?
Whenever everyone wants to become a monster or wants the apocalypse, yes! I think that is a good idea.
Here goes.
This is kind of embarrassing that Ameno-sagiri can't really do much against us. Even when he uses a move called God's Judgment, which is basically the equivalent of Final Fantasy's Demi Spell, which just halves your HP. Again, maca leaves are great. No wonder the fox was making a killing with those things.
Let's go.
Here goes. Question time.
How foolish. Your actions will draw many back into suffering and
As opposed to the apocalypse?
You do not understand this.
And now Ameno-sagiri uses Bewildering Fog, which means you can't attack him. No spells, no physical attacks, no nothing. So either heal up or add status buffs to your characters, whatever. Because he's getting ready to use an ultimate attack as well. He's buffing himself too. Which isn't going to be much of a problem considering Yosuke will just use Dekja as soon as he's within sight. He'll use this move occasionally, but not that big of a problem, as long as you're prepared for it.
Persona! Let's do this!
I didn't want to waste Risei's charge move on using Dekja just yet. Again, Ameno-sagiri is getting his ass kicked pretty hard right now, so it doesn't really matter if he has buffs or not.
Here goes!
Naruto-kun! Oh, this isn't good. Persona!
Risei kind of breaks the game a little bit, considering how often she helps you out, especially if you've worked on the Lover's Arcana at all. Which I have, extensively.
Here goes! Persona!
I think I might have hit Ameno-sagiri a little too hard. So now all of my attacks are just missing. I think he has to use Bewildering Fog at least twice in a match. Like, it just says no, you can't... No, he has to use a certain move. You can't just skip that. Which is bullshit.
Hurry and get back up.
He should have been done in that turn, but whatever. The game just says no.
Damn it! Who do they think they are?
How humiliating. You'll pay for this.
I'll give as good as I got, damn it!
But for now, we just kind of have to wait for him to go ahead and buff himself. He looks so tired. He's so tuckered out. Oh, you punched me in my eye. Ah, well. And just get rid of all those buffs he worked so hard to put on, just as an extra fuck you. It's that extra little touch that just makes this fight better. That extra little touch of just taking away everything he worked for. And fight over. Oh look, and it's actually, we're on top of the map we're actually on top of the map whenever we go around Inaba. I just noticed that at the end of the fight. I noticed that at the end of the fight when I was originally recording the footage for this. I thought that was really cool.
Your powers are strong. Power comes from the heart.
Power comes from the heart. So Ma-Ti from Captain Planet is like a badass or something? Eh, okay.
The fog from the place where you will return to. Mankind's desires are my desires. If mankind so wishes, I will return at any time. I am always at your side. Watch.
Get it? 'Cause I'm a giant eyeball.
Wait up! We'll We'll keep that from happening no matter what.
Time will show the
Is that a talking bear?
children of the new potential.
Bye, Ameno-sagiri. And hey, Adachi's back.
You think it was controlling Adachi-san?
Who can say? I believe it was at least partially his own intention as well.
So Adachi's alive.
So that's...
Yay. Hey, how's it feel to have everything that you wanted just taken away from you?
Fine. Live however you
I think it's funny.
If you think you have the power to change the future, then go right ahead.
Kicked your ass.
Everyone has the power to do that.
The power is yours.
The shadows will finish me off. Just leave me be. You came to kill me in the first place, didn't you?
No, because we're not frickin' serial killers like you.
If we leave you here dying, and a dead body eventually appears, then what? What's that accomplish for?
So hey, Adachi's a playable character in Dancing All Night and in Persona 4 Arena.
Back. Live in
And he uses Magatsu Izanagi.
That's how it works in our
That's cool.
Right.
I'm sure that
He also has his own little story mode in Persona 4 Arena. And here's another P4G exclusive.
We have the same power, but things turned out so differently.
Because I'm a cool guy. And because I had my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends.
Friends, huh? That's the last thing I want to hear about right now.
In the golden anime, like, Adachi is saying this exact same shit to Narukami. And Narukami says, you had friends too. You had that bond as well. And he remembers, like, and he's telling them about Dojima and Nanako. And I think at that point in the anime, Adachi also had his own little coffee cup. And they're fighting in the shadow version of Narukami's house. Or in the shadow version of Dojima's house, I should say. And he just slams Adachi's coffee cup on the table to kind of emphasize his point. And then, like, Narukami just gets on top of him and just starts punching him in the face. No persona, he just starts punching him. When in doubt, just start punching. That's what the Seekers of Truth do. Anyway, hooray! Problem solved! We got rid of the fog, and we caught a serial killer. The actual serial killer this time.
on suspicion of murdering Mayumi.
Took us a few tries, but hey, we finally did it.
Correct.
Everything's turning out good now.
We have an ambulance waiting downstairs. Should we have them bring the stretcher up here?
An ambulance?
Detective Dojima assumed one would be necessary.
He said that 8 teenagers would probably kick the shit out of him first. I assume that's you guys.
Well, it was a personal favor to him.
They were partners, after all.
Then yes, please have them bring up the stretcher.
Understood.
The cop just doesn't give a shit that there's like a bear right there. There's just a giant cartoon bear. Just doesn't care about that, huh? Alright, sure.
Simon, it's all sunny! I can play outside, like you
And those school kids come down the street going like, "Aw, man, the apocalypse isn't coming after all. Man! What a jip. Oh crap, that means I need to study now. I'm gonna fail."
We did it. This time it's
That's what you get for frickin' wanting the apocalypse and wanting to turn into monsters, shitheads.
What's up, Senpai? Did you think I was crying? It's just so bright. It's been so long since the sky was that.
It has been, hasn't it?
It's finally
Just in time for Christmas. Thank you.
Hey, don't get all sappy. We did
Like,
this
when's a
together.
better time to get sappy?
This means we've won.
We did it, you guys. We saved the day. We saved Inaba.
Huh? What are we doing?
Ooh, what's this?
Everyone ready? Here goes! We did it! Woohoo! Why didn't you guys say it? You all joined in when Risa-chan did it!
I think that was a little too hard to get on the spot.
Which part did you mean for us to say?
The woohoo!
Pretty obvious to get.
Can we just do it over?
Just like Klonoa. Woohoo!
Man, having to redo something like this kinda kills the fun of it. Alright, Chia, do that weird call again.
Not if you're gonna call it weird.
People are beginning to stare. I don't think we should stay like this much longer.
We look like a bunch of idiots.
My hand's getting kind of sweaty.
Ew.
Sheesh. Fine then. It's all yours, Sensei.
It's finally over. Yeah! Case closed. Finally. Woohoo! And we maxed out the Judgment Arcana. We are really the Seekers of Truth after all. Because the case is solved, so I guess we're not the Seekers of Truth anymore because we found the truth. Okay. But anyway, guess what? Now we get to summon Lucifer. Hooray! Our reward for, like, beating a serial killer and saving Inaba from a horrible monster is the ability to summon the devil. Alright. That's cool, I guess. The Rebel King of Hell. Okay.
Dude, aren't you supposed to do this before you start something, not after it's
Shut up,
over?
Yosuke.
Huh? Who cares?
Well, there you go. Alright, on the next update, Christmas! Doing a bunch of Christmas stuff. And we'll work on more of the social links with everybody who we haven't finished up with. Alright, well until then, the case is closed. So, until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next update.